Welcome everyone to Better Odds. We are in week 9 of the NFL season. I got my boys here, Michael, Randy, Ben. I'm Adam. We're going to try to navigate you through the best we can of the week 9 NFL schedule. Right here, right now. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Right here.
Pretty good. Carolina won't finish as the only 0-17 team in a season.
Debatable.
Yeah. So Carolina got their first win last week. Congratulations, Fuller, on that. Your team
Heading to the
is
playoffs.
in the win column and still has a chance in the playoffs or to get there anyway.
We're only 3 games back.
3 games back in the division, 3 games back of a wild card. Yeah. Both because the wild card top team in the wild card or bottom team is 4-4 record. So you got a chance.
Well, at least if it falls through, the Bears will have a high draft pick.
True.
Which is why we're going to try hard.
Mm-hmm.
Can't take for anything.
Y'all got any takes on last week? Any thoughts going back? I don't even know. I didn't look up our stats about our picks necessarily. How did we do? How did everybody do last week? I know one of our locks that did not hit for sure. I was looking about it Monday night, and I had Aiden Hutchinson for over 0.75 sacks on FanDuel, and Ben, he did not get one at all. He didn't even get half a sack.
One. No. I was kind of surprised by that.
Alex Anzalone got 2 sacks. That was the play.
Yeah, apparently.
But he got 2 sacks in 3 plays in one drive. So, Randy, any thoughts about this past weekend?
Nah, the only thing I really got right, I don't know about my picks, but the only thing I really got right as far as betting or anything for myself was that Sunday night game when I hit that parlay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 1,700 or something like that, close to it. So that was nice to have that win for the weekend. But so what?
I said the one you didn't share with anybody.
We need to do a show closer to the weekend. We need to do a quick 20-minute, 30-minute. Here's what's changed.
Review show.
Yeah.
We can definitely do that. If y'all want to see that, remember, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Give us a like. Share to as many people as you can. Go on X. Follow us on there. And we might even have, I know Randy's got some picks every now and then that he'll put on X that we don't have on the videos. And our Facebook page will start getting more content here soon. We're approaching halfway through the regular season, but we are going to be here throughout the playoffs and the Super Bowl for you. And we will be doing some more live shows here in the next coming weeks.
Does YouTube send out a plaque for 10 subscribers?
No, there is no plaque.
It's just a piece of paper.
But
you got to print it off at home.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It's like the car warranty thing where they, give you the extended warranty. They're just waiting on us to get more subscribers. So, Fuller, any takes besides your Carolina team from last week?
Sick Mahomes really screwed my fantasy teams this week.
Mm-hmm.
He may have been out there playing, but he did not show up a whole lot on the fantasy scoreboards.
Fair enough. Ben, you got anything that you could take away from last week that you thought saw?
I've won 2 bets this year with a Travis Etienne first-time touchdown. So
touchdown? Yeah.
Yes. So I will ride with Etienne the rest of the season probably.
You called that last week. You didn't lock it though, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, no, I think I locked it.
You did lock it? Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
I think so. Yeah.
Good deal.
Richard, the flag that's behind you, were you at the Jacksonville game stealing the signs, or did you just come up with that kind of stuff on your own, or how did that?
I cannot tell you that.
If you were stealing signs from Jacksonville, that means Harbaugh's about to take an NFL job that we don't know about yet. And I do believe there is one available right now.
There is.
And I do believe I've spoke about it before that it would be him going to this place.
But there are contract extension talks with Michigan. So
no, there were contract extension talks.
Oh no,
it's the contract extension.
No, it's back on now.
Let me reiterate, if you have not seen a previous show, I don't know what show this is from, and I may not put it in on the video yet. I may have just talked to y'all about it in jest and in private. But now that Josh McDaniels is gone for the Raiders, Tom Brady owns a piece of the Raiders,
No.
and Jim Harbaugh. What's
Owns
another
a piece
part?
of Tom Brady.
No, Jim Harbaugh is a Michigan man. Tom Brady's a Michigan man. Look, I've had hot takes on this thing before. That's my hot take. That's going to happen. Mark it down, end of the year.
Please don't tell me one of your hot takes was Josh McDaniels being fired. We
No,
all have lied.
because that was on video.
Even
I
the
just-
odds in Vegas were probably like minus.
And that was-
1,000 for that to happen.
And that wasn't even a thing where he was going to be fired. I was just talking to y'all yesterday through Messenger about, especially Ben, about how the Raiders are actually okay if they got rid of McDaniels. They could still make a playoff run.
Wait, no, I want to bring that back up. You said they were okay if they got rid of McDaniels, but you also said Jimmy G was a okay quarterback, and they're benching him.
Capable of doing, and then now they're benching him. So
I got a hot take for you. Jimmy G is going to be in New England next year. Ron Rivera is not going to be the coach of the Commanders.
Oh, I see what we're doing here. I have a hot take. Carolina Panthers will not have a first-round pick this coming year.
I have a hot pocket in the freezer. You know,
do you?
Hot pocket.
I'm a little hungry right now. Devontae Adams,
Retired.
he ended Jimmy Garoppolo Monday night. So
Yeah, he's who ended him. Jimmy Garoppolo ended Jimmy Garoppolo.
he probably did, but it doesn't hurt to have somebody, or doesn't help to have somebody that's gonna just put your nail in your coffin for you.
I've never seen someone give a more honest, post-game press conference.
Yeah,
Guys, I don't know what to say. I really don't.
Montez Sweats are usually pretty good after he's after the Cleveland, or not the Cleveland, the DC games.
I don't always tank my season and then trade my second round pick, but when I do it for Montez Sweat.
Sweat got traded though yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, to the Bears for pick 34.
Oh yeah.
It's actually not a bad trade for the Commanders, just because Sweat was done. There was
That's
no
an excellent trade for them.
Yeah, because that's basically a first round pick for them.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the
And he's
Bears.
not going to resign in Chicago anyways, or Washington.
Well, the funny part is he hated losing with the Commanders, and now he's going to go to a franchise that loses even more.
Gentlemen, we're about to get into this week's games. We're going to start out with tomorrow night, Thursday night's games. We're actually videoing this on Wednesday, which is, Halloween was Tuesday night last night when we normally video it. And, everybody had some plans for the most part. So Wednesday night, one day closer to football, a few more odds adjustments and a few more bets you can make after viewing this video. We're going to start out with Thursday night game, Titans at Steelers. We saw this past week, the Titans offense under the control of rookie quarterback Will Levis, also known to some parts as the mailman, which I thought that was Stetson Bennett. I have no idea.
I've never heard that.
Where that stole. You haven't heard that Will Levis the mailman?
No, there's only one true mailman. He brought two national championships.
I know. I don't know. I heard that he's a nickname too. I have no idea where that came from, but
we don't talk about Stetson Bennett.
I've heard it circulated. Yeah, we can't. Yeah,
I thought we were talking about Karl Malone this whole time.
The mailman. I know. Yeah.
Looks like he could work at UPS one day, but other than that,
the Steelers have 3 wins quietly on the season. They also get the
4 wins.
Is there 4? I thought
that's how quiet the wins have been. You thought it was only 3?
Yeah.
We got another
You
one.
let this dude host.
And quietly, but they have done that. And then Deontay Johnson has now returned. I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing this weekend. Is that correct?
I mean, it's
I don't know.
There's such thing as playing in that offense.
Well, he is back from his injury. He's out
there.
He's off of IR. I was able to pick him up in fantasy, so he is now
what
available.
What league are you in? How in the world was he in the free agent pool?
He was in my sleeper league with Water.
Better not be in the league we're in together.
No, he's not.
He's
in
like,
that.
I'll quit right
now.
No.
He was in so if you took him, I'm going to be pretty upset.
He was in
Randy dropped him like an hour ago when I got to his house. It was crazy.
But anyway, with that being said, Steelers are up and coming. Titans we don't know what that game means, if anything, from last week. Still have question marks about both these teams. Short week in Pittsburgh, kind of cold. Not kind of. It's going to be cold tomorrow night. I don't know the official temperature, but tomorrow night?
Yep.
That ain't that cold, surprisingly. What do we have on this game, Randy, if anything?
It's a terrible line, but Tennessee gives up the 5th fewest touchdowns to quarterbacks, and this is a very, very bad line with a lot of juice. But typically, I don't worry about the juice a lot. I know it's kind of stupid not to worry about it, but I just want to get wins. Like, if I can bring back, 40, 50% of my money, I'm good with that. So I'm going to go I'm going to take the under on minus 245 for under 1.5 touchdowns for Kenny Pickett tomorrow night. I don't think he throws for 2 touchdowns. He's only done it once this season.
Is that his line right now?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel like it should be half.
He's got 5 total on the season.
Yeah. Actually, on DraftKings, it's minus 220. So if you want to get it on DraftKings, it's minus 220. I put 50 on it already.
Ben, what do you got?
It's hard to tell these two teams what we're going to get tomorrow night. I mean, I'm leaning towards Pittsburgh covering the spread. I'm also leaning towards the over on 37. I'm going to take the over on 37 just because. I don't really have a good rhyme or reason for it. I'm just going to take it.
I'll have whatever he's having.
No rhyme or reason, but just like these two teams don't have any rhyme or reason for being somewhat decent sometimes and sucking it up the other time. So
is it minus 105 for the 37?
No, it's minus 110.
Ben and I were on a lot of the same picks last week, and I think we did really well. But I can already tell it's not going to be that kind of week this week.
Go to FanDuel and take 36.5 if you want to take that, because it's minus 110 as well, and you don't have to worry about the push.
Mm-hmm.
Michael?
I actually like Pittsburgh to cover here. I've got it at minus 2.5. And if it's at minus 3 on some sides, I would just buy it down to minus 2.5. Steelers didn't get here from their offense, so I expect that defense to give Levis some fits. Rookie quarterback getting his second start, and I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by the deep ball this game. So I like Pittsburgh to cover at home by minus 2.5. I mean, like you guys said, Johnson's back. I don't know that really does that much for the Steelers, but it's another option. But at home against a rookie quarterback on the road, I like Pittsburgh to cover.
Randy, you had a season-long bet or a futures bet last year on Deontay Johnson not scoring so many touchdowns, correct? How many was that?
Yeah.
Under
6.5. He scored absolutely 0.
1? No, did he get 1?
0.
He got 0. Okay. Did you run that bet back this year or no?
I did, because he's like Julio Jones, man. I think he's allergic to the end zone. Like this dude's. And by the way, Julio scored last week, so maybe this is Deontay's week this week.
He also scored in Fuller's dreams. We'll get back into that later on. But this game, for me personally, what I see it very low scoring. I don't know if it necessarily hits the under at 36.5. But I might tease that up a little bit to 40. But I see a Kenny Pickett anytime interception, minus 108. And I believe I called Thursday night's game last week of an anytime interception from a quarterback, Josh Allen, and it hit. So yeah, we're going to do that this week again. Kenny Pickett's it's already up on FanDuel. You can get it for minus 108. Yes on anytime, or yes on an interception for Kenny Pickett. So
does anybody know how many touchdowns that Deontay Johnson has this year?
Hey, I think he did have 1 before he got hurt.
Oh, did
I think so.
Wait, so 0. Never mind. He's at 0.
Oh.
You just rounding up over there? He almost got 1. He got.
Yeah. Oh, he almost.
Close.
He's just allergic to it. Like, I don't know. He can't do it.
Gentlemen, let's move to the best game of the weekend, in my opinion. And, well, I say
Everyone's opinion.
but it should be. There's a lot of people who are going to talk about the other game at 425. We're not going to talk about that one right now. We're going to talk about it later. Yeah, that one. We're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins at the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be early for us over in the States. It's a Germany game, Frankfurt series. It's going to be at 9:30 Sunday morning. We got the Chiefs coming off of a loss to Denver last week. Mahomes with the flu or with something bothering him, supposedly. That whole team basically looked like they were sick and anemic. So the Dolphins still doing what they do. They beat the Patriots again. Ben, what is your take on this game?
I'm going to go with Miami. We're covering the spread at plus 1.5. They just look too sharp this year for the most part. Kansas City, they still need help at receiver. They have nobody, and they're not going to get anybody unless they get somebody at free agency. Who do you have? Like a Kenny Galladay, maybe? I mean, that's not going to help you much. So, and the point total here, 50.5. I don't think it's going to get there, so I'll take the under. And that's what I'm going to go with.
I personally would take, if I'm taking the plus 1.5, I'm taking the money line on Miami. It's plus money. That's how I would go on that. Michael, your thoughts on this game?
I actually like the Chiefs to win this. It's rare for them to lose 2 in a row. Miami, while has looked good for most of the season, has not played a lot of winning teams on the season. And when they seem to get into the more difficult games, they seem to struggle. So I just don't see the Chiefs dropping 2 here. So I'm going to go Kansas City to cover. I mean, what is it, minus 1.5?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Randy?
Yeah, I'm with Michael. I'm going Kansas City minus 124 on the money line. They're coming off that weird loss to Denver, but in Mahomes' career, does anybody know his record off of a loss?
Probably undefeated.
He's 70-18. He's thrown 207 touchdowns to only 57 interceptions. Miami defense has actually been pretty atrocious on the road. They allow the third most points per game on the road at over 32 points per game. And I see this game, Kansas City 30, Miami 20.
Was anybody else doing the math on Randy's stat there, or is it just me? Maybe I didn't hear it correctly.
He said 70-18.
Not. It's not just the NFL.
You mean just? I was like, you mean like after the first loss of the season? Like he gets something.
He just doesn't. Dude doesn't like to lose.
He got these like way back stats. They get me.
I mean, I didn't know he lost that many games to have that many, to get that record that way. So
in Pee Wee football, when he was 7, he threw 17 touchdowns right after a loss.
That means he's lost 88 games in his life. Okay, that's cool.
And I'd love to see what Andy Reid's number has been over the last few years because he just doesn't lose twice in a row either.
Were you in high school coaching?
Yes.
He was in the punt, pass, and kick competition. He didn't lose that because he was a grown man with a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kansas City gets it done here, though.
This game is not a true road game for Miami. It is only on paper. It is in Germany. It's a road game for both teams. The crowd is going to be equal for both teams. Taylor Swift will not be there. What? No. Yes, exactly. She's not going to be
make it a whole show without mentioning that name.
Well, I'm just, unfortunately, no.
Now.
Yeah. The person who should not be named. But we in this game, I see the over hitting. I don't know necessarily who's going to win, but I do see the over 50.5. I like that bet. I think there's going to be enough points in this game from both sides. Miami's going to keep it competitive. But like I said, if you have a conviction about the plus 1.5 for Miami, Ben, I would go ahead and take the money line because they're not losing by 1 point. If they lose, they're not losing by 1 point. So
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So Kansas City by 1.
I think this is actually a candidate to skip and not bet on because the 9:30 start to me, it always seems like either one or both teams come out flat.
Yeah, I don't like the over at all.
9:30 in the morning, just for normally. I know I get it's nighttime over there, but I mean these guys they play over here.
Jet lag.
Yeah.
So
I think
I've actually made that flight before, and it's not like
I was
it's.
gonna say I think it's a
not fun.
dangerous game to get into.
I think it's worse for Kansas City or they're leaving. They left Denver. Mile
Yeah, they
high
did.
altitude, sick.
Why'd they
You
do
know.
it this late in the season too? Like, if you're gonna do a game like this, do it in September.
Well, they got
Yeah.
another one next week too with the two other
They do,
teams.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember who it is. But,
Somebody's gonna get stopped. Their flight's gonna get stopped for snow.
Perhaps. I mean, we're gonna move on from that game if y'all are okay with that. We're gonna move to the first game I have on my slate for 12 o'clock traditional Sunday afternoon football. Rams and Packers. Rams at Lambeau. I don't know the weather. I don't know if it's bad or not. I haven't checked on it. Green Bay is favored -3 in this game. And the total is 38.5. Michael, what you got on this?
I actually like the under on the 38.5. I don't think either offense is really clicking right now. I think Stafford's a little beat up.
Mhm.
Jordan Love is hard to trust at this point, at best.
I thought
So
you
I
loved
like-
Love.
I like the under at this. I think there's going to be a lot of running, especially even if Stafford does play. It looked like he hit that thumb pretty good this week. I just don't think either team will throw as much. I mean, I'm not sure the Packers want Love to throw at all at this point. So I like the under. It's going to be chilly. I think 40, 45 degrees. So it's not cold for Green Bay standards, but the Rams are an indoor-outdoor, warm weather team. So I don't know that that'll play that much of an effect, but I think both teams will be cautious here. So I like the under on the 38.5.
Randy, you got anything on this game?
I'm going to dive really deep into the weeds on this one and say that ditto. Everything Michael said, I like the under 38.5. The only thing I'll add to what he said was it was a UCL sprain in his throwing thumb. You ever tried to throw a football when your thumb hurts like hell? Not fun.
They don't really have anybody else to go in for him, though.
Nope. Stetson's on IR. I assume they haven't come out and said it, but I assume he had a drinking problem, which hopefully he's getting help. But they don't really have anybody to go in that's really worth a damn.
Yeah.
I think it's Mark Rippon.
Yeah, it is.
The disappointment of Rams fans.
That's Brett Ripken, by the way, not Mark.
Close enough. Same
Yeah,
thing.
bring Mark. He can't be any worse than Brett.
They're not
Yeah,
related.
no,
So,
yeah.
Ben, this is your Rams team. They look vulnerable right now after starting out pretty well, but they're giving 3 points to Green Bay, who looks like a trash team. What are your thoughts?
That's because Stafford's probably not playing. I mean, that's why we're giving 3 points.
And
If
if Stafford,
If Stafford plays, we win. If he doesn't, we lose and take the under because this is going to be a sloppy game on both sides. So
I got nothing for this game. I agree with y'all. It sounds good. Under, and we're going to keep it rolling. As Randy says, there's no reason to delay on this game. Tampa Bay at Houston. The Texans are -3 favorites at home. Total is 40. Randy, any place?
I don't love anything. If you're going to take something, take Tampa Bay with the points. I don't think either one of these teams can really be trusted to handle their business against any team in the NFL. So if I was going to bet this game, which I'm not, but if I were, I would take the points with whichever team had the points. If it was Houston +3, I'd take Houston. If it was Tampa Bay, I'd take Tampa Bay.
Ben?
I just have take Nico Collins with at least 4 receptions.
You and Nico.
Yep.
Hand in hand. Michael, what you got?
Yeah, I'm with Randy. I don't really like either team here. I think you go ahead and just take Tampa with the +3 and just go on with your day. I mean, The Bucks have been kind of inconsistent lately. The Texans are just a young team, so I mean, inconsistent is just their nature. I can't remember. Did the Bucks win this past week or did they lose?
I don't remember. Let me check.
Pretty sure
They lost. They lost. It was the Monday or Sunday night game. It was one of those games.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are coming off a loss. So I mean, I'll take Tampa +3 at this point. Veteran quarterback. You can argue if he's better or not, but that might be just enough.
I don't have a FanDuel doesn't have it out yet for touchdown props on this game, but going back to how Houston is against running backs, Rachaad White, anytime touchdown.
Has he scored a touchdown at any time?
I think he scored one this past week. I can't be certain about that. I'll have to look it up, but
he's got one touchdown on the season.
He got one touchdown on the season. Was it even rushing? It might have been receiving because he does catch out of the backfield as well. So
no, he got it against the Bears. To do with that what you want.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Houston's rush defense is about as porous as the Bears. So
didn't look like
but we will move on.
Panthers average like 1.5 a carry.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll move on to the Commanders versus the Patriots. New England is a 3.5-point favorite. Total is 40.5. Ben, your thoughts?
I mean, the Commanders pretty much dismantled their whole front line on defense here. I'm going to go with Patriots. -3. I think their defense is better. It was going to be a defensive game anyways, I felt like. Neither quarterback really excites me in any way. Neither offense really excites me in any way. So also go with the under 40.5.
Michael?
Commanders versus Patriots sound like an old Civil War battle or something like that. That's all I have for this game. Just a little comparison to the back in the olden times. Honestly, I'm probably going to take Patriots money line. I don't trust either team, but Patriots are at home. That's really all I got. Like, I don't feel good about betting on this game. I'd probably stay away from it.
Randy?
Yeah. I can't get away from taking Commanders +3.5. I mean, they're going against Mac Jones. Washington's coming off that tough loss to Philly, but they gave Philly all they could handle Sunday. This is essentially like betting more of the direction of both teams. Like, even though I think Washington is trading off some pieces, their offense still looks okay. Whereas this Patriots offense, like, do we really think they can put up 20 points? I think that's pushing it. I just think there's a lot of opportunities for improvement for both these teams, obviously. But and I think this Washington team will look totally different next year. I don't think Rivera will be there. I don't think Bieniemy will be there. I think it'll be scrubbed. They'll start over, and I think that's already kind of started with them trading off Chase Young and Montrezl Sweat. But yeah, I'll take another play I don't feel good about, but I did already bet this one is Washington +3.5. I just don't getting points in a game where I don't think there's going to be points. I always take that. I always take the points.
Take the under in this game. It's going to be nasty. I mean, as far as play, weather's going to be fine. 61 for the high. It's cool. I mean, it's not no wind, but these teams are trash. And I say that with all love and respect to both quarterbacks. They're not really bad. They're just not good. And they're not capable of leading either team. Mac Jones is not the answer for the Patriots. Sam Howell has yet to find his groove. We're going to have to need another year at least from him in a better system with better weapons before we know anything about him for sure.
But he's got potential. Not ready to write him off yet.
He does.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're not ready. But 2017, 17 16, something weird. I mean, it's just not going to be. We're not going to get to 40.5. If you're scared about a, I don't know, a 21-17 game, then tease it at the 42.5. It's. I mean, I'm not critical about that. If you want that, that's fine.
Money's coming in on the over, so just give it time. They might bet it up there for you anyways.
Yeah. So, wait around a little bit if you want to and see if the number goes up a little bit. But I'd still take the under because I just don't feel. I know Washington's got offensive weapons and they do put up points when they do score. When they do are competitive, they have points. But there's also games where they don't score. I mean, they had a hell of a time against the Bears on what was it, Monday night a few weeks ago? Or it's Thursday night. It was a Thursday night game, I think.
Thursday night, yeah.
And the Patriots defense is pretty legit. So
yeah, they are. I mean, Sam Howell reminds me of a poor man's Kirk Cousins. So.
Too soon.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, but we'll move on. And since we were discussing the Chicago Bears, they are at the Saints. I don't know the QB situation there right now in Chicago. Is Fields back? Do we know? Is he coming back?
He's not back. It's Bagent still.
Still Bagent. And Bagent came back down to earth this past week. This spread is 8.5 for the Saints at home. Total is 41. Saints found some kind of weird offense this past weekend. They scored some points. Randy, what's your thoughts on this game?
I'm about to boldly go where no man has gone before. I'm going to take the Bears at plus 8.5. I think this New Orleans offense is just bipolar. One week they put up 38, next week 6. I just don't know what team I'm getting, and they went off last week, so I'm just going to assume this week they're going to be terrible. I see this game being like 19-13. I took a little trip. Yeah, I don't see it. 8.5 points, and when two teams that suck are playing each other, just not feeling it. One cool stat was did you see that? Is it Tyler or Taylor Bagent, whatever his name is? Did you see his dad is like a 38-time arm wrestling champion?
Oh yeah, definitely. Saw that.
Crazy. That's the best stat I had about this game was the dad stat.
Ben, what your take?
Not much. I'm going to take Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown, and that's about it.
I like it.
Okay. Michael?
I actually like the Saints to cover in this game. It's at home. No. I just wanted to go against Randy. That was it. It's at home. That's against Randy. It's at home. The Saints defense is pretty good. I mean, I think what we saw last week is probably more of what Bagent is. Like, he didn't exactly light it up week 1. He just didn't make mistakes. That offense, I think it matters what quarterback they put in it at this point, is just not going to be good. So I like the Saints to cover at home. It's probably going to be a tight cover, but, I mean, that's a lot of points for the Saints, I agree. But I just don't see the Bears doing anything. I mean, they can't run the ball effectively. They can't pass the ball. It's like every other game they forget they have DJ Moore. Like, I don't know. They're so inconsistent. So I'm going to go Saints minus 8.5.
This game's going under 21-10 final Saints. We're going to move on.
I like the prediction.
Thanks.
I hope they don't kick the field goal.
Vikings at Falcons. Okay, let me talk about this one for just a second.
Talk about it.
It's the quarterback I would want to have back on my roster starting for the other team versus the quarterback I have. Falcons are starting Taylor Heineke. And Vikings are starting Jaron Hall for this week at least. After losing Kirk Cousins, Falcons are 4.5-point favorites. Total is 37.5. Ben, you got any takes on this game?
The only thing I'll take is probably over on Bijan Robinson rushing yards. That's all I have.
Unless he has a headache, right?
Yeah, unless he has a headache.
Michael?
I like Atlanta to win. I would probably tease it down to about 2.5. So Atlanta minus 2.5 instead of the 4.5 that I'm seeing right now. I don't know. The Vikings got a lot to figure out this week. I mean, backup quarterback, no JJ, running game. I don't know why they even try to run Madison anymore. I don't know. Maybe if they switch more to Cam Akers, they'll be good. But I just think the Falcons at home should automatically give them about -3. With Kirk out, I mean, the Falcons should cover even at -4.5, but I would tease it down to -2.5 to feel better about it.
Randy?
Nope.
I won't, as a Vikings fan, I want to say that we got this, we can overcome it. We can figure out a way. But Taylor Heineke is a decent quarterback, and he's probably better than Ritter, to be honest with you.
He's going to make you drink a lot of Heineke's on Sunday.
Yeah. I
agree. I'd take you guys if Ritter was starting, but I think Heineke's going to find a way to move the ball.
Yeah, I'm going to go with I'm going to have to go with the under on this game. I mean, I don't think either team gets 20 points in this game.
Only problem is it's in a dome. If I bet unders, it's typically not in an environment that's controlled.
No, but I just don't see the offenses being able to put. I definitely don't see my offense putting up more than 16, 17 points.
The thing I'm curious about in this game, though, is like which team screws it up the most. Because neither one of these teams really want to win. They always keep the game close, and then the fourth quarter is just like interception.
The only thing is, I would probably take Minnesota plus 4.5 because this game's going to be put in a vacuum, and it's going to be within a 3-point swing all day. I can almost guarantee you that.
Can I throw out something?
Yeah, absolutely.
What if you sprinkled like $25 on a touchdown defensively for both teams in a dome, 2 bad quarterbacks that are not really they're careless with the ball? You could probably get a defensive touchdown from one of these two teams, and I'd imagine
if it was Ritter again, I'd be okay with Minnesota defensive score, but I'm not. Taylor Heineke is serviceable. He's going to take care of the ball. He has taken care of the ball. He'll run it with his legs if he needs to instead of throwing one up there, most likely. And it's what he's done in the past when he's with Washington and such. And I don't know Jaren Hall enough. I have not seen him play enough. I saw him a little bit in preseason. I didn't want to watch him last week. I don't know. I just know that the Falcons defense could do that. So, I mean, maybe sprinkle a little bit in there, but I'm not sold on it that I'm not sold on. I think you might be throwing away a little bit of money right there, personally. And I hardly say that. We have any other thoughts on this game, gentlemen?
No.
Moving on to the Arizona Cardinals at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's 7.5-point favorites. Total is 37.5. We doing that PJ Walker thing again in Cleveland still? Are we?
Pretty sure.
Do we know?
Yeah.
Is this the thing for the foreseeable future until Deshaun Watson says, hey, I want to play now? Which
they said Deshaun's practicing today, so
I mean,
that's cute, but I mean, unless he says, I feel good about playing, they're letting him decide it, and I don't know.
I think at this point in Deshaun Watson's career, he's just taller PJ Walker. That's about it.
And we got a new quarterback in Arizona after they traded Josh Jacobs to Minnesota. I believe starting this week, Kyler is back. He's in the building. He is coming back, they say. But I believe Nick Toon is starting, correct?
I think it's Clayton Toon.
I don't know.
I think it's Clayton Toon.
You are correct. Is Nick Toon even a guy?
I think it was Nick at Night.
I'm about to say Nick Toons. Yeah,
Okay. I was just making sure. I was like, yeah. Michael, what you got on this game?
I like the under on it, 37.5. I don't think the Cards are going to get very many points out there with this Cleveland defense, who is for some reason 100 times better at home than they're on the road. So I think Cleveland at home with that defense, the Browns don't have an offense that's just going to explode. So I like the under on 37.5 here. I think it's more of like a 20-10 type game, maybe 23-13, somewhere in there. But I think the under should be good.
Randy?
Yes, sir. I will take a Myles Garrett anytime sack. Otherwise, I will be taking a shit while this game is on because I could care less what happens in this game.
Ben?
Same. That's all I have.
Okay.
Taking a shit or
Probably. Yeah.
At the
Yes.
same time together. Yes, we will.
Yeah, I don't have anything on this game either. This game is going to be one of the least entertaining games of the whole day. And for some reason, it's probably going to go down to a field goal at the end, and they're going to like cut away, and it's going to be really exciting, but not really. Moving on, Seattle travels to the East Coast to face Baltimore. Baltimore is 5.5-point favorites. Total is 44.5. Baltimore first place 6-2. Seattle first place 5-3 or 6-2. I don't know. Is it 5-3 or 5-2? Do they have their bye week?
they're 5-2. They've had a bye.
They're 5-2. Okay, so two first place teams facing each other this weekend. Seattle, of course, having to travel across. They don't typically do good when they come over to the East Coast. Randy,
The Baltimore trap.
Randy,
Trap.
Randy, any thoughts on this game?
Probably the most interesting thing I could think about to say in this game is the Bengals have 4 wins this year, and all 4 of them have been the NFC West. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell is going to happen in this one. It's probably going to be a good game, but yeah, not betting anything on it.
Did Randy just say the Bengals?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bengals
he somehow
beat the
whipped
NFC
into
West.
that game, even
Seattle
though
win the
they're not
NFC West.
Okay. I get it. It's a Seattle thing where you talk about Seattle when it's not Seattle's game and Bengals, but no.
Ah, now you're catching on.
Yeah. Ben, what do you have on this game?
I'm going to go with the under. And I'm going to take also a Lamar Jackson first TD scorer.
Did you take a Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown last week?
No, I don't think I did.
I
You
thought
might
eventually he's going to show me the
I don't
TDs.
think this is the first Lamar Jackson touchdown.
Show the TDs, Ben.
Michael, you got anything on this game?
I like a Mark Andrews touchdown this game. I think it's going to be a little more scoring than some of the other games this week. So I'll go Andrews touchdown. I've not fared very well against or with the Ravens, so I'm just going to stay out of the whole spread game here. The Ravens always find a way to screw me. So yeah, I'm going to go Mark Andrews touchdown. Probably means they won't even score a point this week.
Sounds like he had 1-4 loco. They give him 1-4 loco, and they always find a way to screw him.
This game's going to be really, really odd. Really, really. I don't know. I don't know how to decipher it necessarily right there. I'm going to go with the over and just call it a day in this game. To be honest.
If you like the overweight, because the money's on the under right now, so you can just wait and then get it lower and get it at a better price.
It'll be played down, and then you can We'll move on. I gotta log back in real quick, and I have a new login.
Colts and Panthers next.
It is Ben. Well, before I do that, I gotta
Do your little spiel.
I say I do log in. I apologize.
You remember last week when I said that the Panthers would get their first win last week?
I don't remember that.
You thought so, yeah.
But it was also in the tune of if it's not now, then when would it be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be now again.
I think we can put a little 2-game streak together right here.
Oh boy.
Colts at Carolina. This game's in an interesting time slot for East Coast game. Sometimes, I mean, some teams play in the evening. 4:00 kickoff in Carolina. Carolina is plus 2.5 at home. Total is 44.5. I have seen
Indy's actually Oh yeah, you're good. Never mind.
Yeah. Indy's 2.5-point favorites. Carolina's plus 2.5. Randy's got a question
I have a question.
or a question.
All the games that are on Sunday afternoon, they're all East Coast teams except for the Raiders.
Okay, that is correct. And by East Coast, Cincinnati's not East Coast; they are Eastern time zone, but not East Coast. So let's get.
Are you talking about like?
Wait, that's a Sunday. That's a Sunday night game. So technically, you're right too. Okay, yeah. So never mind. So yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't consider them like.
No.
You know.
The funny thing is, there's only three 4:00 games on Sunday. So.
Yeah.
But
one probably good one.
Yeah, and one good one. Okay. Back to Carolina real quick. After seeing the Colts play defense or lack thereof here lately, Carolina has a good chance to get their offense going really well. Ben, you have any thoughts on this game?
I'm going to take the under at 44 on this game. I'm also going to take Adam Thielen receptions
Who?
over 6.
Thielen. Oh, Thielen.
Adam,
I think you missed the end on that.
Maybe I did.
Is that what the line is right now? 6.
I don't enunciate, so I mean.
Ben's gonna be out on his.
Is the line 6 on his receptions right now?
No, I don't know what the line is on that. So.
Wait, you just made up over 6, or is that?
Yeah, sure did.
I bet it's 7.5 or 8 by the time it drops.
Yeah,
okay.
Just made it up. No.
Is that what he's at?
In 7 games.
Is that what he's averaging a 6 a game or something like
8
that?
a game,
I think 8. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay. Michael, your take on your Panthers?
I'm gonna tease it up just a little bit. Go Panthers plus 3.5. I do think it's hard for me to sit there and say we will win. I don't want to get carried away with whatever that was last weekend where we squeaked past the Texans. But being at home, I think if you tease it up to plus 3.5, Carolina, I think we'll at least be within a field goal.
Randy?
I'm going to say take whichever Indianapolis running back that you like the most, whether that be Zach Moss or Jonathan Taylor, and bet one of them to score a touchdown. Because Carolina is giving up 1.71 touchdowns to run backs on the ground and another touchdown in 29% of their games through the air. So if you like Zach Moss because he looks like he's the red zone back, go with Zach Moss. If you like Jonathan Taylor because you think he busts the long run, go with Jonathan Taylor, or both.
No one else. They'll probably both get one.
My take on this game is it's going to be over. 28-25, something like that. I don't know who wins, but it's over.
Can it already be over?
We haven't scored more than like 21 points, but like once this year.
I know, but this defense of Indy is not good.
Ben fell asleep. No, he's back.
I'm back. Yeah.
It is not good at all. So, that's my take on this game.
That's a hot take right there.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's like about as hot as Ben's Hot Pocket, which is still in the freezer. Cowboys, Eagles, one of the best games of the weekend, if not the best game. Eagles are 3-point favorites at home. Total is 46. Michael, any thoughts?
I like the Eagles to cover here. I think they're -3 right now. It's at Philly. The Cowboys don't seem to show up in half their primetime games. And I'm pretty sure they showed up last primetime game. So I'm going to go with the other way and just go with Philly. I think probably wins by like 10. I'm not that confident in the Cowboys to do what they should do. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Philly at home -3. Call it a day. Probably lock it in later, too.
Michael or Randy, your thoughts?
I'll do this again. I will go with
yeah, just run it back.
If I told you to guess what Jalen Hurts' rushing prop is right now, what do you think the number would be for rushing yards for Jalen Hurts?
27.
32.5.
Yeah, 25.
Damn. You guys are pretty close. It's 29.5.
He's hurt.
I know I was looking at it because I thought it would be higher, but I don't know. Not a lot to like really in this game. I think it'll be a good football game. If I was going to take something,
everybody else is right where it's supposed to be. It's like, oh damn, maybe it is.
I'd probably take the over. This game's probably going to be, 24-23. So, it's probably right at the number it's supposed to be at, but I do think the game's close. I do think that both teams play well. I think it squeaks by the over.
Ben, your thoughts?
I'm going to take the under on this one. Divisional matchup, I think both defenses are really good. And I got the under at 47 on DraftKings. I think you said, 46?
Yeah, I got 46. We can both be right.
Yeah. So exactly. See? So I'll take the under. Once again, I think Philly will get a lead, and then they'll just keep running the ball. So that's why I've thought every week with Philly, and that's what they keep doing. So bleed out the clock. Well, except for last week, but we ain't talking about
that. I don't have much on this game as far as a play to make, but it's going to be an entertaining game for sure. Cowboys fans always believe that they are going to beat Philly, and vice versa. It's in Philly. I don't see a way Philly loses this game, personally.
Sprinkle a Dallas Goedert touchdown also. Dallas is pretty terrible against tight end.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
That or receptions, one or the other, whichever one you like the best.
Yep.
Moving on to, we talked about one of the best games of the weekend. How about one of the worst games of the weekend? Giants at Raiders. Raiders are 1.5 point favorites. Total is 37.5. I don't know where to go with this game. Michael, what you got?
It'd probably just be easier to just burn whatever money you were going to bet on this game, because at least that'll be less painless than having to watch this game and figure out if your money's ever going to make anything. Mm-hmm. These teams are bad. If anything, it's probably the under at 37.5. I'm not sure these offenses could manage their way out of a paper bag at this point. Having Devontae Adams is great if you're Vegas, but if you can't ever throw the ball in his general vicinity, it does no good. So I'm going to go on the under of this game at 37.5, because that's what bad teams will do, is they'll underperform.
Randy?
I'm going to enlighten you guys a little bit about these two teams. Did you know that a sloth, when it farts, it doesn't smell? They reabsorb the methane into their bloodstream, and it doesn't actually come out of their bum. So it makes no smell. That's about the best play I can give you for this game.
That's about more interesting than anything in this game for 3 hours will be.
You're welcome, America.
Ben, any thoughts?
Nothing.
I will move on then, because there is, like I said, there's nothing here at all. Put it this way, though. If the Raiders do win, they still have a mathematical and a decent shot at making the playoffs. That's all I'm going to say.
Is Mark Davis the ugliest mother on the planet?
No, Josh Dobbs might be, but,
Damn, a jump ball for that, I guess.
I'd just run interception parlay on this. Get both quarterbacks for one interception, just pair them together.
Speaking of interceptions, Buffalo Bills at Cincinnati on Sunday Night Football. Cincinnati is 1.5 point favorites at home. Total is 49.5. Randy, your Bengals, what you got?
Bengals money line. We're going to get the dub. I don't know if you guys know this, but Joe Burrow is good at football and stuff. And Josh Allen has a tendency to step on a particular part of his anatomy at times. And I feel like the Bills are going to struggle here. They did pick up Rasul Douglas, but it's his first week. I'm glad we're getting the Bills right now. Also, I'd like to say screw the schedule makers in San Francisco and now playing the Bills. Thanks, guys. Burrow looks healthy. We look good. We're grooving. We're moving. think we get the dub here and make our way into the playoffs like we should be.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Randy on this. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Money line. I just don't have any faith in the Bills right now. Josh Allen, his shoulder is kind of hurt, so they don't have no run game. I mean, they signed Fournette, but he's not going to be any help, so go with the Bengals.
Michael?
I like Diggs and Chase to get a touchdown this game. I think big time players show up. I think both of those guys get a heavy amount of targets their way. So I like both of them to get a touchdown this game.
And it wouldn't be a show if I didn't say, can we please get rid of fucking what's her name on the Sunday night thing?
Carrie Underwood.
That's the word. Her voice just makes me want to gouge out my own eyeballs. And yes, I know it has nothing to do with my hearing, but still, it just makes me want to just. I cannot take.
It would also not be a complete show if I didn't tell you to lock in a Josh Allen interception. Moving on. Monday night. Chargers at Jets. Before we go into the Monday night game, me and Randy, well, Randy doesn't have to, but I will apologize to the two men sitting beside us that made locks on the Chargers covering this past week. They did, to our surprise. And we said, shouldn't be doing that, but, it happened. So, congratulations. And, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Jets are +3 at home. Total is 40.5. I'm sure Daddy Rogers will be in the building. Ben, what do you say about this game?
I am going to take the under on 40.5 on this game. And I'm actually going to go with the Jets money line too. And I will lock that one in.
Didn't have to twist any arms at all on that one. Michael, what you got?
I'm going Chargers to cover. -3. I don't see how the Jets keep up with the Chargers. Even if the Jets defense plays a great game, I'm not even sure Zach Wilson knows what a football is at this point. So yeah, I like Chargers to cover. I don't usually trust the Chargers, but I mean, it's the Jets.
Usually you trusted last week.
Yeah.
I know, but even that one pained me. I'm still not past all the previous 2 decades of them losing games they're not supposed to lose.
There's no way you can trust them on back-to-back weeks. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm doubling down.
Yeah, I hopped off the train, so yeah.
You got yours, and then you got
off. I'm actually going to lock it in too. At -3, I'm going to lock it in.
Randy, make some sense of this, please.
Mama say stay the hell away from this one because in a game where the Chargers are favored to win and they should beat the other team easily, we know they're going to step on their own. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
No chance this game goes without Justin Herbert throwing an interception in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be super close, and it's not going to make any sense. And then they're going to pan to Aaron Rodgers, and then somehow, somebody's going to mention Wink Martindale because he's the defensive coordinator for the New York Giants because that's mentioned on every broadcast ever.
Yep.
And I hate this game.
For those of the people out there that don't know what Randy's referring to when he says stepping on, you know what? He means they're stepping on their finger. They're just going to go and step on it, and it's going to hurt, and it's, so let's move on. Let's move on to the locks of the week, presented to you by. One day we'll come up with a sponsor. One day we'll have one.
No, you can just say by no sponsor
that we can actually talk about and enjoy. But until that day comes, we're going to get into these locks. We're going to start off with a Thursday night game. By the way, if you don't know how this works, these gentlemen will make locks. I will then take 3 of those locks and build a parlay with that. Titans Steelers. We got anything on that game for Thursday night? Any
Under
locks?
Kenny Pickett 1.5 touchdowns. Passing.
And that's the line?
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you.
Hey, Turbo.
Anybody else locking?
Nope.
Moving on. Dolphins, Chiefs. Any locks Sunday
1, 2, 3,
morning?
Michael. Chiefs
No.
money line.
Oh no, sorry, I
Mm.
missed it. No locks.
No, got nothing.
What was that? What was yours, Randy?
Chiefs
Chiefs
money line.
Yeah.
Rams, Packers.
Nope.
Negative.
Buccaneers, Texans.
Nope.
Nope.
Nico Collins 4 receptions.
Commanders, Patriots.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, fine. I'll lock in the under on this game so somebody does something. Under 40.5 on this game. Bears, Saints.
Nope.
Kamara,
I'm kinda-
anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it, but Ben took it, so nah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Ben mentioned it earlier, but
I did. So.
Who's this?
Vikings, Falcons.
negative.
Nope.
I'm locking in Minnesota at plus 4.5. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, of course you are. Yes.
That money's on fire.
Cardinals, Browns.
I'm going under
Yeah.
37.5.
I'm going to get a sandwich when this game comes on.
I was about to say Browns at home play stellar defense. Browns offense doesn't do anything any differently, so they'll get about 20 to 23. Cardinals get about 10. We'll be right where we need to be.
Seahawks, Ravens.
Nope.
Nope. Been burned too many times by Baltimore.
Lamar Jackson first TD.
That's bold.
Mhm.
Colts, Panthers.
I'm going to take a touchdown, but for one of the Colts running backs. Whichever one you like, pick that person. That's what I'm going to take. One of them is going to score. I don't know which one.
Anybody else?
Nope. I don't lock my own team.
Lock it in the over at 44.5. You might get it down lower than that and can go lock, but I'm good at 44.5 as well. Cowboys, Eagles.
Philly
Yeah.
-3.
I'm going with under.
Like Evanescence?
Yes.
Giants, Raiders. We can bypass, right?
Pass.
Yeah.
Just,
Bills, Bengals.
Bengals. Money line.
no.
No, I'm good.
Josh Allen, interception. Chargers and Jets.
We got Chargers.
Oh, Herbert.
What? Who?
Okay, go Randy.
No, if you're going to make a bet on this one, go for it. I was just making a comment.
I'm going Chargers -3.
I'm going Jets money line.
I'm going to laugh when they both lose.
I'm not touching this game. So I did some locks this week, so I changed our parlay format from a 3-legger to a 4-legger just
How many
for
toes is that?
fun season.
7.
So after
Checks
everything, the parlay I built a 4-leg parlay plus 1136. Patriots,
See.
Commanders under 40.5. Cleveland, Arizona under 37.5. Philly, Dallas under 46 or 47, depending if you have Ben's DK. And Bengals money line. That is your parlay. Do with it as you please. Randy, what do you think about it?
Don't play it.
No, he says don't play it. I don't know which part he doesn't like to be played because I know the Bengals money line is his. So
I wouldn't put it in a parlay, though.
yeah,
No.
So you're not feeling that confident.
it's a lock, so it's put in anywhere. I mean, it's definitely not going to be. I'm definitely not going to replace it with one of those Chargers Jets bets. I love you guys, but no.
I think you could probably throw that Pickett under 1.5, a Kamara touchdown,
Yeah, something like that.
and then throw a game in there.
Yeah, well,
Or whichever Indy running back you like, because one of them scoring.
sometimes the hostess does what they want. So
The host is the most.
mm-hmm.
You don't consider yourself a host?
Wow, who? Me?
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
the hostess.
The host does what he wants.
Oh, that said hostess.
No.
He does it like a hostess.
I mean, you can identify however.
Like
you
one of
want.
those cakes, right? Those
Cream
hostess.
filled, cream filled cake. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Twinkie
Are
or
you
something.
saying that
Like
you're a cream filled, sir?
We need to move on. Closing remarks. Anybody got anything? Any final thoughts before we head out?
I hate a lot of these games. What happened to football?
I agree. Yeah.
It has been like this for the last few weeks. We'll get into better games as we go on into
When they start flexing
season.
them at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. But we got some decent games. We got a Sunday morning game, a Sunday afternoon game, and a Sunday night game that are really, really decent games. So with that, gentlemen, I hope y'all have a great weekend. Hope everybody out there has a great weekend. Again, watch, like, subscribe, go to all the sites. Content available. Will be more content as we go on. And I hear rumblings that we might be changing up our logo a little bit. So be on the lookout for that. And we'll see y'all next week. Enjoy some football. See ya.
See you guys.